welcome back to
It's All G.
So this is episode 7. Wow,
Yeah.
we've been here for so long.
We've been here for so long. Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode is gonna be about our firstborn, and how our family of 2 became 3. So it was 5 years after we got married.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think the main reason that we got pregnant was COVID.
COVID, yeah. We
Um,
just stopped all the drinking, just the
Yeah.
partying, and we just became very healthy. I think we decided, we were in lockdown and we had nothing else to do, so we were just like, okay, let's just get healthy now, let's exercise, which we never
Yeah.
actually did. I mean, during the
'Cause-
5 years, yeah.
Yeah, and also because Ashi had
I had mild
mild.
polycystic ovaries, so when we wanted to get pregnant, I went and saw this doctor, Dr. Sudhira Udavela. He's absolutely amazing. I love him. So he basically told me that I had to lose weight and cut off all dairy. But this was in Feb. So lockdown happened in March. So in my head, I wasn't actually getting healthy then. So I was like, you know what, whatever. I'm not really going to get pregnant now. We'll wait and see. And then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then we decided, okay, let's...
Yeah, just eating
healthy,
home cooked
yeah.
food,
We actually
exercising
cooked,
every
yeah.
day.
Shehan grew
Yeah,
his own...
all the veggies, on
Veggies,
our
yeah.
balcony. So it was
Yeah.
it was a nice change of pace, which obviously ultimately led to the perfect situation for us to get pregnant.
Yeah, because I didn't want to get pregnant before because I was like, oh, I don't want to miss this wedding.
Yeah.
I didn't want
So
to miss this.
Ashi's logic was, oh, someone's getting married next month, so we
Yeah.
can't get pregnant. Someone's getting married in 6 months, so we can't get pregnant before that. I was like, it takes 9 months, right? We have to set aside 9 months for this. And
Yeah.
funnily enough, the perfect situation hit where we had nothing for the next 9
Yeah,
months.
there was no events, no weddings.
Yeah,
and-
everyone in lockdown.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then we finally got pregnant.
Yeah, and the thing is, I had this thing called this ovulation stick, which I got from Singapore, and that actually helped.
and
us.
also that app.
That Flow, yeah, there's this app called Flow, so when you're ovulating, but sometimes it's not that accurate. But then I had this stick, this ovulation stick, which told me when I was ovulating. So then I was like, Shan, I'm ovulating, come on over now.
And remember, doggy style.
Oh God, oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
That's the breeding.
Shan.
It's known as the breeding position, and I can vouch for it.
Oh please.
So, anyways, so then, bam, we found out in when did you find out?
20? No, I think April 30th, 2020.
One.
Yeah, 2021. No, 2020.
Seth was born in 2020.
2021.
He was born in 2021. Yes, sorry.
yeah.
So yeah, 2020.
So that's when I
Right.
found out. So what I did was I obviously missed my period, but sometimes my period was anyway irregular. So I basically peed on the stick, and then I looked at it, I was like, there's nothing. Threw it in the dustbin, went and had my lunch, and then I came back again to pee. And then I just took the stick and I just looked at it and I was like, hey, there's a faint line. It was so, you couldn't even see it properly, but then, I don't know, I quickly called my sister-in-law because she lived next door, and I was like, you need to come, can you see this line? So she's just looking at it, she's like, no, you can see it, and then, I was just like,
I didn't know at that
yeah,
time.
he didn't know at that time, and then I was like, okay, fine, I'll just go surprise Shehan and let's wait and see. And then, of course, he was surprised and he couldn't believe it. And then the next day, I peed again on the stick because they say it's always good to pee early in the morning. And it was pretty bright, the line. And then, and the perfect part was that actually, we got pregnant April 30th, and then we found out May 11th. And that was the day that lockdown was over. So that was do you remember? That was the perfect time to actually go to our parents and tell them, So then we went first to my parents, and we were like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And I can't even remember how I told them. I wish we recorded that though. And yeah, they were thrilled. They were so excited. Then we went and told
My
his
parents as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It was-
the best part was that her best friend got pregnant just
Oh
before
my
us,
gosh, yeah.
and my brother got pregnant just after us. So
it was perfect.
bam, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, all of us were having kids, And it was like the perfect situation.
Yeah.
So then we continued, like, you know, the 9 months, of course, was in and out of lockdown.
And I was also like my first pregnancy, like my first trimester, I didn't have any nausea or anything. I don't know. It was crazy. Like I didn't really feel like I was pregnant. Like everyone used to ask me, "Oh, how are you doing?" And I'm just like, "I'm okay. I don't feel like I'm pregnant." Like I had nothing whatsoever.
It was the
I was just
perfect pregnancy.
Yeah, it was actually my first. Yeah, it was perfect. Like I used to have a little bit of back pains and all, but not so much like that. But I continued, like, you know, doing yoga, exercising, and we just stayed healthy.
We did everything right, I would say.
Yeah.
And then, you know, of course, as time went on and stomach kept getting bigger, we you know, did the gender prediction.
Oh my God, the gender reveal.
Then we had the gender reveal.
Your brother, his brother organized it. You guys can actually check out the gender reveal.
You can check the gender prediction and the gender reveal on our other channel.
Yeah.
So those were fun things to do, and you know, it was exciting. You know, and my parents were super excited that their first grandchild. Her parents were super excited.
And as soon as when they found out that it was a boy, they were just like, "Oh my God!" They were like,
that gender reveal went nuts.
Everyone got drunk except me. But it was good. It was so much fun. So I decided to actually go for a C-section. I was actually contemplating whether I want to do natural or do a C. But then I told myself, and I spoke to Shehan, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do natural. And I think you have to kind of have a strong mind to do it also. You have to be
mental fortitude, you know.
Yeah, to be prepared and ready. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to do it. So then I decided to do a C-section. And to me, that was the perfect way to do it, you know.
And also, I prefer the C-section because you get to pick the date, you know, rather than, you know, it can happen anytime between this day and that day, and you're on edge. I mean, you know, of course, to each their own. But for me, I also wanted to pick the day specifically. So Seth was born on the 2nd of Jan 2021. I was like, it definitely can't happen on the 1st because then, you know, I'll never show up for his birthday. But so we picked the 2nd.
We picked the 2nd. We actually, we went in the morning, I think.
Was it early morning or in the night?
No, it was in the morning. Yeah, 9 a.m. We checked into hospital, and the operation was at 11. So they gave me the epidural, where basically.
And this was at 9 Wells, by the way.
Yeah, this was at 9 Wells. This was during COVID. So during COVID, like, I didn't see Shehan till doctor walked in and decided to start.
We couldn't even have visitors.
Yeah.
And so now we check into the hospital, right? And then they get Ashi ready, blah, blah, blah. And they take her to the theater and they tell me, okay, you wait in the room, we'll come get you. So she's taken off, and then
I was so nervous. Oh my God.
I mean, I can imagine how nervous she was. I was nervous. I was just like sitting there like, damn, you know what?
Yeah.
How does this work? How long is this going to take?
I wanted him to be there, like, just next to me the whole time, but they said that can't happen. So I was like, okay, I was just praying. I was like, please God, protect me, protect me.
So then they take me, right? So they're like, okay, it's time for you to go. They take me to a room. They put me in overalls, in 2 masks, in a face guard, and gloves. And after I had all that on, every time I breathe, everything's getting fogged up. So I'm just like, wait, I won't be able to see anything, you know. I want to be able to see my child. But, you know, so we made do, and then I went into the operating theater.
It took like 10 minutes.
It was so fast. I was super
so I got
surprised.
the epidural. As soon as I got the epidural into my spine, so I had to bend down, and then I put it into my spine. It was like a tiny, like, little mosquito bite. It really didn't hurt that much. I thought it would, but I'm glad that I didn't actually see the needle, because if I saw the needle, I would have been like, oh my God, it's so painful. But it actually wasn't. It was just like a little mosquito bite. Then suddenly, as soon as I got it, like, my legs just went numb. Like, I could feel like my body, like, just the, like, bottom, like, below my waist, everything was just like numb. I couldn't feel anything. I can suddenly see the doctors just moving my legs everywhere. It was so weird. It was just like, oh my God, my leg is here, my leg is there. It was really weird. But so then Shehan came in, and then
within 10, 15 minutes,
Seth was born.
Bam.
The doctor was like, okay, I'm cutting you up. So they tell you like every, I'm now cutting you here, I'm cutting you there, and like he explained everything, and then Seth was born. We heard him screaming. My goodness, but it was the most amazing.
And
like,
of course, just as every parent, we were like, "Oh, it's so beautiful," but he looked like a little rat to be honest.
A little cute rat.
But
yeah,
it was amazing. And then the after birth service that the hospital gave us was brilliant. They really educate you on the things that you need to do.
Yeah, and I think you really need,
because they fed, so they got Ashi, they trained Ashi to breastfeed, because that's also an art in itself.
And by the way, as soon as you have the baby, they take you out of the theater and then you have to breastfeed your baby. So it's like bam, immediately it just happens.
Sorry to interrupt, guys, but this episode was brought to you by
Nine Wells Hospital.
Yeah, they're amazing when it comes to mother care and
100%.
childbirth.
They made me very confident, and when I left hospital, like I felt confident because of what they taught me, and
the services are amazing. So if you're having a kid, do check them out because we very highly recommend them. And now
back to the episode.
Yeah, because you start lactating the moment you hear the baby cry, right?
So like for me, it was just like, oh my God, like I didn't know that. I had no idea that this happened. Yeah, so suddenly they're taking me into the theater, taking me into this room, and they're like, okay, now it's time for you to breastfeed. And they take my boob out, and then they just start like, okay, and then they're like pressing to get the milk, and I was just like, oh my God, like nobody told me about this,
Yeah, I mean, we knew, but then we didn't know
that. Yeah, I didn't really know exactly.
Yeah.
But then it was awesome. I mean, it was of course a bit difficult, to get the hang of things.
Yeah.
But like Nine Wells, they like really helped me. Like
so that's what I said, the lactation training.
Yeah.
And then, after feeding the baby, they're like, oh, now you have to burp the baby. And I was like, what do you mean burp the baby? Like, what is that? I've never heard of it or seen it. And then, they're like, okay, these are the techniques to burp the baby.
But I have to say, Shehan was such a pro. Like, oh my God, he was like the burp king. My God, like I just couldn't burp Seth for some reason. He just knew that I couldn't burp him properly, but like
I think it's because you were agitated about it. I think
like
he felt
knew,
that vibe. I don't know.
So yeah, he was like super awesome. And we were in hospital for 3 days, and we learned everything. How to bathe Seth. And
you can't let water go in their ears.
Yes, so we recorded everything on our phones just to remember.
Yeah.
But and then
we got home.
Yeah, we went to church. Said a prayer, and then we went home. My in-laws and my parents and my friends, like they planned like a surprise welcome home thing, and it was so cute. I started crying also. I think I was just anyway emotional. After having a baby, your hormones are like everywhere. Like for 1 month, you just like I remember like having a shower, and like then later I'm just like looking at the two of us are having a conversation, and then suddenly I just start crying, and now he's just like, why are you crying? I'm like, I don't know why I'm crying. So
we're discussing plans for the day, and all of a sudden she's crying.
Yeah,
I'm
like
wait,
I think
what?
I was just like, even like
you don't have to do that if you don't want to do
breastfeeding also was getting me super anxious, because I wasn't really like, it was a bit hard, so that also was like stressing me out. And even because Seth used to have reflux, where every time he drank, he would burp and then he would puke. So like I was a new mom, so I was just like, oh my God, is there something wrong with me? Like, am I like eating correctly? But it was completely normal. Like every time I told doctor, he's just like, don't worry, it's normal, just relax. And I'm just like, how can I relax?
But the doctor definitely thought you were crazy.
I was nuts. I was
like, she's trying to call him for everything, and he's just like, no, these are normal things, just calm down.
But
but luckily he's a sweetheart, so he kept her under control.
By the way, we forgot to mention, like before we had Seth, there was this book called Gina Ford, Contented Little Baby, which I read.
Contented Little Baby by Gina Ford.
By Gina Ford. Okay. But like I like swear by
amazing book.
It was,
if you are having a child, you have to buy this book.
It was so good. Like,
and you don't even have to read the whole thing.
No, you have to read the whole thing. I just folded all the pages.
She will speak for the mothers, I will speak for the fathers.
I read the whole thing, and I folded all the pages, and I was like, okay, these are the pages
so those are the ones you have to
read. So that's what I gave him. And then before Seth was born, so we made like a little schedule for him so that, you know, we were prepared, you know, one week, 2 weeks, 1 month. Like there's a full schedule up till he's like 1 year.
1 year.
One
Yeah,
year.
and it goes by the week, you know. It's like developments happen every week, not every month, not every year. So it's like quick changes. What are those things called? Leaps.
Yeah, Oh, you have to download the app called Wonder Weeks. It's amazing. Like, you know, to see every week, like what your child is going through and what he can see.
Yeah,
and, like,
when they start noticing colors, when they
what
start
they
noticing
feel.
shapes.
It's just, it's awesome. So, yeah.
So
get
those
Wonder
two,
Weeks,
Wonder Weeks and Gina Ford.
Contended
Gina Ford, so when it came to sleepy, like the baby's sleep schedule, right? It literally gives you the timings. Like, do this at this time, this at this time. Like, feed, sleep for this long, you know, everything.
It didn't go as according to plan.
Yeah, but like having that.
Having that schedule and knowing, okay, this is how it's supposed to go really helped, because, you know, I knew exactly when Seth needed to be fed, you know, even if he was crying at, like, say I fed him at like 10 o'clock and he suddenly started crying at 10:30, I know it's not because he was hungry. It's obviously because of something else. So just knowing, you know, his feeding schedules, that was the easiest part for me, more than even the sleep schedule. I think the feeding schedule was so much easier because you know exactly how much he was drinking. So I actually used to pump as well, because I did a mix of both, like breastfeeding and pumping, so that he also got a chance to feed in the middle of the night.
Gave me a chance, or rather forced me to.
Yeah, so the first month I breastfed, and after the second month I started pumping. So I used to give 2 bottles a day, so that, you know, just before his long nap he gets a bottle, because then, you know, he's had this much of milk and, you know, he's full. So even before his bedtime he would get a bottle. And so the sleep schedule, like, he basically took about 3 months, I think 3 or 4 months to actually, you know, get into that schedule properly. Like, you know, sometimes it wasn't.
Yeah, of course.
Like sometimes
nothing's perfect.
Yeah, but it's just that you had a pattern, you know, you knew exactly what was coming.
And you had to stick to it, no matter how hard it gets, you know, of course.
We had it on our phones, we had it on our calendars, like each time. Shehan actually sat and did that. Good job, because I would have never done that. And we had a nanny as well. She helped us, and we explained to her, because for her it was something new. You know, she's never she has looked after babies before, but she never knew that there were sleep schedules and, you know, feeding schedules and all. So it was something new for her, and it was interesting for her as well. So, you know, we got her also into it. And
coming back to the feeding, the breast engorgement.
Oh my goodness!
What was that? That was like, we were not prepared for that either.
It was the thing is,
if you don't feed or pump.
The thing is, when you produce a lot of milk and you miss a feed, or say you miss, like, something happens or whatever.
You can imagine how much milk she is producing.
Oh God, shut up. Anyway, at one point, like, my one side of my boob just got massive, and it was like a rock.
Like a rock.
Like, I couldn't feel
it's so
anything.
hard.
It was so bad. Like, I actually got one of the nurses to come from Nine Wells and help me. So I had to just keep pumping. And they said that the best thing is to actually put hot water and just keep massaging it.
Not just hot water.
Sorry,
had to put hot water on a towel and then thaw it.
Yes.
Some mothers would have been putting hot water and how did this woman do this?
But yeah, so I had to thaw it and then pump, and that. But actually, I never knew about breast engorgement. Like, it was like actually the most painful thing ever.
Yeah. So like we learned a lot of things.
We learned a lot of
along the way as well.
And
you know?
Then
and then he laughed for the first time during his bath, which was mind blowing, and like, you know,
he made him laugh for the first time.
Just an amazing moment.
Yeah,
he had these little ducks, and I used to drop them in his bath, and it would just make him burst out laughing. It's so cute.
We actually, when Seth turned 3 months, we started swim training.
Yeah.
So like during COVID, there was so Seth was born also during COVID, so there was no swim classes and all for kids. So that I found this on US company that does online training, and luckily we had a bathtub, and of course if you have a paddle pool you can do it. And we started swim training,
teaching Seth how to swim.
How to swim in the bathtub, and it was amazing. Like, we actually have a video on that on our other channel, so you can check that out. But, you know, teaching him, you know, to go underwater, taking a deep breath, and it was, he
Yeah.
loved it. I mean, the first time when we put him underwater, he was like, ah, he started
Yeah,
screaming. He
obviously.
was like, what the hell? But then,
But like now to date, I mean, he loves going underwater. He
loves
loves
it,
swimming.
yeah.
So that's awesome,
Yeah.
right? And
sure.
then we tried to do baby-led weaning,
we tried to do it. We did, like I
which is teaching the child to eat by themselves.
Like I did a mix of it. Like I tried, like he used to take a few stuff and eat, but then he just couldn't get bothered. So then I just ended up feeding him.
And because she's really strict with food.
Yeah. I'm
it's
really strict for
crazy.
food. Like I don't like giving. Like obviously the first year babies can't have sweet and salt or anything. So like I was very specific on his food. Like I used to have schedules. Like each day this is what he would get, and yeah, super strict. But yeah, he wasn't a fussy eater at the start. But then I think towards like when he was like 10 months, he suddenly started realizing, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And then I was like, oh my goodness. So then there was time where we had to distract him and, you know, show him the trees, show him the crows.
And
say,
then
"Caw,
we
caw,
figured
caw, caw."
out that our initial plan to not give him a screen was an absolute, you know, mistake on our
Yeah.
part, so to speak. Of course, it was great initially. We did it without screens for the longest time.
Till he was 1 year actually. He had
I
no,
think so.
he had
Yeah.
no screen.
But then, you know, it is so much easier with a screen. And here's my thing. The two of us don't eat a meal without being in front of a TV or a laptop or
yeah, that's true.
even on our phone. You know, if we are eating, unless it's with a crowd,
Yeah.
if we're eating, we're always watching something. Like, you know,
Yeah,
so
I can't eat without watching something.
Yeah.
Like I just find it really weird. Like
so
I
in
can't
the
do
same
it,
way,
yeah.
like, why would we force him to do it? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and because he's watching us doing this,
Yeah.
so how can we justify to him that, you know, you can't have a screen? Like, what does that mean? You know, it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. Plus, I want him to be a gamer, so, you know, he's going to get
He's
plenty of
already
screen
a
time.
gamer. My God.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He plays PS5 with
Yeah.
me. I mean, he's still learning, but the fact that he understands how the mechanics work and how to, you know, get into a game. Like, the first time he turned the TV on was nuts.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was in shock. And then all of a sudden, he's using YouTube, and like, you're
Yeah,
like,
he's
"Wait,
pretty
what?"
good with it, you know.
It's-
Yeah, it's not. Hey guys, just want to take a second and shout out my YouTube page, Asherah Gomez. That's where I post all about lifestyle and travel.
And also, please check out our Patreon. We hope to post more behind the scenes content of our daily lives. So please subscribe and show your support. Cheers. He's
It's crazy.
way better than our parents for sure when it
Yeah.
comes to, you know, using YouTube and stuff. His latest addiction is Angry Birds.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
got him that.
Yeah, he loves playing
loves
Angry
that.
Birds.
So actually, the first year when Seth was actually 11 months, he went on his first trip to Dubai. That was, we were a bit nervous on how he would be, you know, during the flight, but he was
He was amazing.
amazing. I think, guys, night flights are the best for children
Yeah.
because, you know, during night flights for sure is definitely good because, you know, he was asleep at home, and then I remember we woke him up, and then we went to the airport. He was up during that time. He was quite active,
Yeah.
whatever. And then as soon as we got on the flight, he just knocked
He went to
out.
sleep.
Yeah, he just knocked out, which was
Yeah.
crazy.
But then, that being said, on the flight back, it wasn't nighttime, but he was still an angel.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he did sleep a bit even on that flight, you know, because I guess, once again, you know, he was with one of the two of us, and there's nothing much to do, so
Yeah.
it was easy. But we had an amazing time in Dubai.
He loved it, yeah.
Just seeing the joy on his face, you know, at different experiences was
Yeah.
very well worth
I
it.
think the difficult thing was just sticking to like feeding schedules, like not the milk schedules, but you know, solids, you know.
Yeah, with Miss Shopaholic over here keeping us at the mall for way longer than we should be. Shut up. You know,
No, but yeah, that was a bit difficult, I think.
not just Seth, I'm also starving, and we're like, no, we'll check this shop.
Get out! But yeah, no, luckily Dubai actually had so many things for kids to eat. Like they had like pouches, like food pouches, like rice, chicken and all that. So that was easy. But yeah, I was.
And when you're traveling with kids, you need to plan around the kids.
For
like,
sure, yeah.
'cause
That's something we learnt as well. Like, you need to do things
with and for them.
yeah,
you know.
exactly.
As much as, I mean, we traveled enough by ourselves, so now, it's all about them.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Seth then obviously turned 1 on the 2nd of Jan 2022.
And he
We
had
had
a
a
little
duck
theme
party.
Oh my gosh. So during that time, actually, just before Seth turned 1, Shehan got dengue. So
yeah.
he got dengue, and like
Yeah, in December actually.
in December during our
21.
anniversary, yeah. And like
It was bad.
It was it was really bad. It was the most stressful time of my life, I think. And it was just like so sad. Like, I think I was sad also that Seth was missing Shehan so much, because Seth is a dead-ass boy. My God, like,
He's a mini me.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah. So like, I
it's
think
like-
he was also missing Shehan, and I know Shehan was missing Seth. So, and we couldn't really bring Seth to hospital because, of course, dengue, you're not supposed to exert yourself, And if Shehan wasn't playing with Seth, Seth would have been like, he would have been really upset, and that would have upset Shehan as well. But
when
of
he came
course,
to see me, he was so
yeah,
emotional.
yeah, it was so sad. He's like, da, 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 da. Oh, it was so cute, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then, of course, by his first birthday,
he was better.
I was better, but not fully
He
recovered.
couldn't drink, he couldn't
Yeah.
do anything.
So-
So because of that, I took the chance and got wasted on
Yeah.
Seth's birthday.
On Seth's first birthday, Ashipu was gone.
I was like,
She was declaring her love for everyone at the party.
And I think I was just like, I deserve this.
Yeah, that was your main line.
I deserve this. I carried him for 9 months. I deserve this. So that was my thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome. He had a blast. Oh my gosh, he was so cute. I can't believe how little blobby.
And then, of course, we've done so much with him.
And we love doing things with him, Like, I think even, I don't know, everywhere we go, we want to take him, Like, it's just, it's weird not having him around. And, when he goes to sleep also, it's just like, oh my God, I miss him so much. Like, it's like that. And then before we go to sleep, we would just sit together and just look at all his videos for the day.
Yeah,
Like,
that was actually a thing. I mean,
Yeah,
even today, it's
yeah.
a thing. Whatever videos we've taken for the day, we sit and we watch them
Yeah.
all before we go to sleep.
It's crazy. And like, even waking up for the morning also, sometimes it's pretty hard to wake up at 7, but just knowing that you're going to see him and the smile on his face when he sees us, and like,
Yeah. I never thought a person could wake up happy like that.
yeah.
Because I'm not a morning person at all.
Yeah.
So it's actually so nice to see.
Yeah. Of course, also like talking about now, Seth being a toddler and all, he started his tantrums also,
Yeah.
Like, if he doesn't get what he wants, he would scream bloody murder.
And of course, we're learning
Like,
better ways to handle
I
these
think,
situations
yeah.
through TikTok and Instagram. And I mean, any problem we encounter, we just Google it, and there's solutions for it.
Yeah.
Unlike, our parents who obviously had to, follow what they were taught by their parents, or follow, what people tell them. And it's a very limited opinion on how you can handle things differently. So
we are still learning as
Of
well.
course, I mean, it's not
Of course,
easy.
we can be also super impatient. Like, even he
and
doesn't.
she says we, I think she's hinting she's
You.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah
So
I'm
he
quick
has-
to anger.
Yeah, very quick. But I
not
think you
very
have.
patient.
Yeah, but you've gotten better though. With
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So like,
Because I
I'm
want
the
to
calm
do things
one, like,
differently.
calm him down. Then calm Seth. Because the thing is, Seth also is very strong-minded as well. So he's like Shehan. He's just like Shehan. So it's now we're just learning how to parent him. How to react to situations, and how to handle tantrums. And I think it's a learning thing for us as
Yeah.
well. And it's
It's
being
amazing, like-
being a parent is the best thing that has ever happened to our lives, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I
We're
don't know,
enjoying every second of it.
every second, and yeah.
Not saying it's easy,
Oh, no,
but it's
definitely not.
rewarding. It's a
100%.
feeling that I mean, nothing else can really give you, because you make this person, you literally create life I have so much, newfound respect for mothers because, damn, you literally make a little person inside you and bring it into this world. So, it's such a gift, it's such a joy. And
that thing that you saw online about when they turn 10 years.
What was it?
When they'll be your best friend till they're...
Oh, yeah. That's another thing, right?
That was such a...
For the first 10 years of their life, they only want to be with you. Like, all they want is your attention, all they want is your love, they just want you. And, after that, when they make friends and, move out into society, they barely want to spend time with you,
Yeah.
So you got to make the most of the different stages in life. And another thing that I also saw online that is really helping me is that when I'm 80, am I going to, look back on this situation and be happy with how I reacted? In the sense that now, let's say, initially, when Seth goes and touches the TV, I'd just be like, no, don't touch the TV. But what it means is that in 10 years, there'll never be fingerprints on my TV ever again, So in this moment, now I've looked at it and I've learned to enjoy, seeing his little handprints everywhere, finding paint on my clothes, little things that you learn to appreciate, obviously.
Definitely, yeah.
And yeah, so after Seth's first birthday, that year, that very
2022, yeah.
in March, we got pregnant again.
Got pregnant again, wasn't planned, it was a drunk night,
Yeah.
I think.
But more of that for the next episode for sure.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah, so Seth is our firstborn. His full name is Seth Asherah Gomez. Why we picked Seth is because that's the name I wanted for my son since I was like 13 years old.
We
Funnily
planned
enough,
it
I
actually
don't know,
when we were 16, he told me that.
Yeah, like for some reason the name Seth really appealed to me and I always wanted to name my son that. His second name is after one of my best friends who passed away sadly a couple of years ago, Avendra. We miss him and his brother very much. So to honor him, we named our son Avendra, and of course Gomez is our last name. His birthday is on the 2nd of Jan 2021. So his birthday has only 2s and 1s in them. It's 2/1/21. So yeah.
He was the best thing that happened to us.
Yeah.
He's actually,
And
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, he'll always have one of the most special places in our heart. And now it's interesting to see how he's developing as an older brother as well.
But
And
that's for
yeah.
later on, guys. So we
So,
shall see you in the next episode.
thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. And as we always say,
It's
all
all
G.
This episode was edited by DK Photography and produced by 58 Designs.